Three things are going to start to happen when you finally start to show up consistently in any other space that you choose to show up in. And let me tell you, 3 years ago, I told myself enough is enough. I need to start recording video content. I want to improve myself speaking in front of the camera, and I want to start finally putting myself out there a little bit more than just my close circle and one of the social platform that I didn't see myself growing up as, because it was a private space, and basically just sharing written content from my journey. So I told myself that, and in on November 1st, 2022, I put the camera in front of my face in my where I lived, and I started I started speaking in front of the camera, just flowing freely, right? Basically talking about what was going on, like from the top of my head, right? And so I did that for the first day, and my goal was to do it for 30 days. But on the third day, I blanked. I was in front of the camera, and I lost the meaning of it all. First of all, I was not sharing those videos. It was just practice for me, and I just wanted to tell myself that I can do it, right? But I just blinked, and I told myself, why am I even doing that? There's no directing line or anything like that. I don't have a sense of direction and a purpose why I'm doing it. I know I want to do it to improve myself and eventually post it out there, right? But it feels so much effortful. Like, it's so much effortful for, like, not even having a clue what I'm doing it for, right? So on the third day, I just gave it up. And so it took me a few more months before setting myself a next challenge. I did it again at the beginning, like a few months later, on the written form. So I didn't go back to the video until a few months later, where I finished a hypnotherapy certification program with Paul McKenna. And just after that program, I gathered some of the people that were part of that program into another platform, a private group, where I set myself the goal to record a video every day for 90 days. And so now it was not just me, myself, and the camera with my thoughts, with my tangled thoughts, right? I made a commitment in front of the people, and I gathered the people, and I needed to show up, right? I had the reason to show. I had the reason to show up because now people were listening, people were watching, and so for 90 days, almost every day of the 90 days, I recorded videos freely like that, like about business topics, about my present journey, about mindset, about daily happenings in my life, my insights. And so during those 90 days, I was able to prove myself that I can do it. So once you start to finally show up consistently, either on a social platform, it could be in a group chat, it could be in your local area, like anything that you choose to do, and you do it consistently over a period of time. It could be 15 days, it could be 30 days, it could be 90 days. You choose. But as soon as you start doing that, you start to prove yourself that you can do it. And once you prove yourself that you can do it, this is sometimes the catalyst that you need for you to get to the next, set yourself a new intention, a new challenge. And as you do that over and over and over again with a set time frame, then you start to level up, right? And for me, having done that, now it becomes less effortful to do it consistently and on a frequent basis, because I prove myself that I can do it. The second thing that's going to happen when you start finally showing up consistently is, okay, that was last year in 2024. I told myself that I'm going to do a 30-day video series. on Instagram, and I'm gonna share about my journey of the past 20 or so years of improving my communication skills, because this is something that I was struggling with when I was a kid, when I was a youngster. And not only I struggle to communicate my ideas and make my voice heard, telling my stories and all that, that also led me to struggle connecting with people, especially in a group setting. And so I went out and did that 30-day series on Instagram every single day for 30 days. And what that led to, if you go to my Instagram page and you scroll down to May 2024, June 2024, you're going to see the comments. And so you're going to see some of the comments. Some of them are in the mastermind on Telegram. But as soon as I started doing that, my goal was just to show up and share my own journey, and also some guidance about improving communication skills and the way we connect with people. But as soon as I started showing that, as I said, you can see in the comments, my people started seeing me as the storyteller of the group, right? So even though it was not a goal for me to being seen as the storyteller, that was not the main goal of that series. At least I was really into storytelling ever since that time. But because I showed up, people told me what they saw in me, and that I didn't necessarily see myself high, like I didn't see myself, being high on, right? I don't know. I don't know what's the word. Help me out for this one. But I think you get what I mean, right? The goal was not to being portrayed as the storyteller, that the master storyteller, but just by sharing authentically my stories, my journey, people started pouring and showering, like pouring love and recognition in the field of storytelling. And now, as a result of showing up those 30 days, people now saw me as an expert in storytelling, right? It was crazy to me when I realized that. And so when you start showing up, you might be, sharing knowledge about a specific topic, and you want to be portrayed as an expert in a specific field, but people might see you as an expert in a different area. They might see you as the person who really listens, the person who is skilled and gifted in in like telling stories, and the person who's really gifting at editing videos, or it could be like it could be a connected skill with what you're sharing, or it could be a totally unrelated skill, but that is really going to make you see, as soon as you start showing up and people start sharing those comments, that's going to make you see some of the value you bring to people and how people perceive you. That's the second thing. The third thing is that when you finally start to showing up consistently in the space you choose to show up in, you're gonna have people that you haven't talked to in a while, or you haven't seen, you haven't heard of in a while, and they're gonna start to see your videos. They're gonna start to see your content, and because you do it consistently, after a little while, those people are gonna manifest, and they're gonna either comment, they're gonna write you a message, they're gonna come back into the scene, and you're gonna tell yourself that, wow, that was worth it. And like, my content connects me back to people in my community, in my network, and my surroundings that are meant to be there, and they might help you on your present journey. One of the examples is that 11 or 12 days ago, I started this YouTube channel, and That's, last year I co-created a mastermind with 13 other entrepreneurs, and we used to share every single day our wins, our goals, our vision, our offers, like everything that we were crafting, like every single day we were sharing together in the community. And in the last year, or in the last few months, we've been so busy doing our own thing that we don't keep each other like posted as often as before, right? But because I started that YouTube channel, I got my man Larry, who's one of the co-founder of the mastermind that we created last year. I got my man Larry, who showed up for one of the posts that I shared, and he wrote a beautiful, really meaningful comment, not only on YouTube but also in our community, and that really moved me, that really touched me, and that really made me feel so much love from my brother, and that drove me, to keep going. That made me see that the content that I'm sharing resonates, right? And Larry was one of the guy, that was when I launched my podcast last year in 2024, and uh, which is the Morning Catalyst podcast. When I launched it on Spotify, and I shared every single day for 52 days and a 5 to 6 minute episode, Larry was the one who was commenting all the time. He kept repeating, and like I love that boost of inspiration early in the morning. And when I stopped the podcast, he was the one also telling me, bring back the podcast, bring back the Morning Catalyst, right? And when I brought the Wake Up Catalyst platform, that this channel that we're on right now, Larry came back and showed some love, and gave me another boost of inspiration himself by, like connecting with what I was doing. So once, this is the third thing, once you start showing up consistently on the platform you choose to show up on, then what's gonna happen is that some people that you haven't heard in a while are gonna show up, and you're gonna connect back with them. That's a tremendous value. And there are so many other ways that, showing up consistently on the platform you choose to show up on is gonna help you, right? For example, one of the main one people wanna, like, I would say a fourth one would be growing, like reaching other people that you never met before, or that might be in some of the communities you part on of, but they never notice you. But because now you're showing up, now they start to see your content, and now they start to message you and connect, and you start to sharing each other's work. And that's how partnerships are formed, or indirect opportunities are created, because now people can link you with other people they heard. You can make collaborations and all that, and so that is so much value. This is also, how you can get client. We see Arlen Hamilton doing it the greatest way right now. She's sharing her content, and she's growing on social media, but also she's growing her income and her impact, because everything that she shares and the communities that she invites people in is all about that. It's all about creating that impact, so people can live the rich life that they want to live. And yeah, so this is, some of the things that you gonna start to experience when you start to finally share consistently your voice, your message, your gifts. So let's do it, my people. Let's do it right now. And remember, right now, it's your time. It's your time. So go out, dare to shine, and create a ripple. All right, peace.